Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss any update.
Hello everyone, so here I am to discuss lesson 2.2 for SSC CGL tier 2 paper discussion, maths paper which was taken on 1st December 2016, and in this lesson I will be discussing question number 11 to question number 20, and it is presented by me. Let us go to question number 11. What it says that a man can do a piece of work in 30 hours, and if he works with his son, then the same piece of work is finished in 20 hours. If the son works alone, he can do the work in. I'll tell you two methods of doing it. One will be the percentage approach and the second will be efficiency approach, and using both you can mark the answer 60 hours in seconds. Let's see how. First, let's see the percentage approach. Percentage approach says that man can do a work in 30 hours. So in 1 hour he will do 1 by 30 work, or simply 3.33% work will be done by the man in 1 hour. But if he's working with his son, he is finishing the work in 20 hours. That means the work being done with the son is 5% per hour. So simply here this is only man and this is man plus son, and this is the 1 hour work in terms of percentage. So if you are having good percentage to fraction conversion skills, in description the link is given for the same. You can see it if you don't have that ability to convert percentage to fraction immediately. Now you can clearly see man alone does 3.33%, along with son it does 5%. Now without any confusion you can say son will be simply 1.66%. The fraction equivalent of 1.66% is 1 by 60. So answer is 60 hours. This is the way you can use percentage. If you are good enough in converting percentage to fraction, you can use it. You are going to get answer immediately. Then what is the efficiency method? In efficiency, what you have to do, just you look at these values. The time duration is given to be 30 hours here 20 hours. If you want to find the efficiency ratio of man and son both. So what will be the efficiency ratio? If the time taken ratio is 3:2, efficiency ratio will be 2:3. Now from here you can easily identify that the man alone is having efficiency corresponding to 2, then man plus son will have a efficiency corresponding to 3. It simply means that here son will correspond to 1. Now you immediately are getting that the man is twice efficient is the son. So if this man has taken 30 hours, the son having efficiency half will take double the time, and immediately you can say it is going to be 60 hours. You need not to raise the pen to get the answer for this question. You can do it orally. Either you use percentage or you use efficiency. Both will work and you get the answer immediately. Let's move to the next question then. Question number 12. Very standard question. Nobody should take more than half a second to mark the answer. What it says, let's read it out. It says a water tap fills a tub in P hours and sink at the bottom empties it in Q hours. So if P is less than Q, obviously, that is important, that is required. That filling rate should be P, the time taken to fill the tank should be lesser than the time taken to throw everything out. They're saying both are open, so tank is being filled in R hours. This is standard expression that here if I calculate that if tank is filled in R hours, so in 1 hour how much tank will be filled will be determined by how much tank is being filled in 1 hour and how much is being taken out. That's how this relationship will come, and immediately you can mark second to be the right option without any problem. Let's move to the next question. Question number 13. Question number 13 says, John does half piece of work in 3 hours. Joe does 1 by 4 of the remaining work. This is very important under exam pressure. Many of you miss this. It is 1 by 4 of the remaining work in 1 hour, and George is finishing remaining work in 5 hours. So you have to find how long would it have taken the three working together to do the work. Now this question can be extremely easy. It is all about calculation, but that calculation can be made easier again using percentages and fraction. I'll help you out how. Half work means what? 50% work. So what is the remaining work? 50% work is remaining. Now Joe is doing 1 by 4 of the remaining work. That is 50% by 4 means 12.5%. And in fraction terms, 12.5% is nothing but 1 by 8. Also, you can see half work he has done in 3 hours. Remaining half, 1/4 of that will be 1 by 8. Now, this is 12.5%. Now, what is the remaining work? Is simply 50 plus 12.5, that is 37.5 is the remaining work. When you deal with the percentage, the best thing is that this total work is 100%. So, every time you calculate work done, you have the idea of the remaining work. That is the best thing about percentages. Now, George is finishing the remaining work in 5 hours. What is the remaining work? That was 37.5%. You can even write it to be 3 by 8, in terms of fraction. The fraction equivalent of 37.5% is 3 by 8. Again saying those who are having problem in percentage to fraction conversion, go to the article link given in the description. Once you are done with this, let's see what you got. John is doing half the work in 3 hours. So if half the work is done in 3 hours, the full work will be done in 6 hours without any confusion. Let's talk about Joe. Joe is doing 1 by 8 work in 1 hour. That means the complete work he will be doing in 8 hours. Let's talk about George. George has done 3 by 8 work in 5 hours. So he will be doing the complete work in 40 by 3 hours without any confusion. Now once you are having this with you, you can write the efficiency ratio, because we have to find out if they all are going to work together, then in how much time the work will be over. So let us work this out easily by using efficiency here, or you can use percentage if you are comfortable with that, or even efficiency will work out. I'll discuss both again. I will discuss efficiency here and percentage here. Let's think in terms of efficiency first. If this is the ratio of the time taken, this is the time taken that is given, that how much time they are going to take to complete the work. Let's think about efficiency. For finding the efficiency, you can assume any number to be the total work. Like suppose you are assuming that total work is going to be 120 units. You can choose anything else as well. 120 units because everything will divide it. 6 will divide it, you are going to get 20 here. 8 will divide, and what you are going to get here will be equal to 15 here. 40 by 3 will also divide, and you are going to get simply 9 units. Now this is the efficiency ratio you are getting if you assume total work to be 120 units. Now if all are going to work together, you can clearly see that what you are going to get here is 44 units. Now you have to just find what is the right answer. So not to worry, it is going to be clearly more than 2 and less than 3. And it is going to be, you look at all the options that are given, right? 2 options are between 2 and 3, and 2 are more than 3. Now just see, when you have this value, your answer will be between 2 and 3, and will be closer to 2 or will be closer to 3. It will be closer to 3, because 44 times 3 is 132. 44 times 2 is 88 only. So if you do not want to completely divide it, you know that between first and fourth, the right answer will be 28 by 11, which is closer to 3, right? But anyways, if you want to divide, you can go like that, and you can even first simplify and write. If you do not want to simplify, then go further. You can divide by 4, so you are going to get 30 by 11. Once you do that, you can clearly see you are going to get 28 by 11 if you want to calculate it exactly. The percentage approach will go like this. That's how you have to think, that if this is 6, this will be 16.66%, 8, 12.5%. But you know, when you are using percentage, you should do it mentally. You should not write it. So that conversion should be automatically known to you. 40 by 3, let's talk about first 40. 40 gives you 2.5%. 1 by 4 is 25, 1 by 40 is 2.5%. 40 by 3 we talk about, right? That means what? Time taken is 1/3. Efficiency will be 3 times. This value will be 7.5%. Now you can clearly see that if you are having this kind of value, what you are going to get? You are going to get the sum will be 36.66% work in a day. Now clearly you can say that total work is 100%, right? So if total work is 100%, to complete that work you need more than 2 days, but less than 3 days. And again the same logic, that it will be closer to 3, because 36 times 3 will be closer to 100. 36 times 2 will give you approximately 72. You will be still 28 left. So 28 left means what? You are going to get not complete day, but more than half day, because the work is more than 18%. That's why you can mark even D option to be right, whatever you use. But I suggest you to have this idea of percentage to fraction conversion quickly, because it does help you out in calculating little faster or deciphering the information little faster than fractions. Moving to the next question, which is question number 14. It says A does 2 by 5 work in 9 days, B joining him, and they together completed the remaining work in 6 days. Now let's see. 2 by 5 is 40% in terms of percentage. This 40% work is completed by A in 9 days. So the remaining 60% work is done by who? A plus B in how many days? 6 days. That's what is given. When B is joining him, they worked together and completed the remaining work in 6 days. Remaining work will be 60%. That is the benefit of percentage, right? Once you identify this is 40%, the remaining work will be 60%. Remaining work is already known. Now from here you have to find how much time B alone will take to complete the work. What I will say, if they do 60% work in 6 days, if they work for 9 days, the 90% work will be done or not? Yes. Now you can clearly see in 9 days, A does 40% work, while total work, if A and B are together for 9 days, it will be 90%. That means B alone become how much? 50% work is done by B alone in 9 days. So 100% work B will be doing in how many days? If this was 9 days, then 100% work will require how many days? 18 days. So not to have any problem in marking the answer, you can easily mark it. So just understand what I have done. Remaining 60 is done by A and B both in 6 days. If they work for 9 days, I can get 90%, right? So out of that 90%, I already know that in 9 days, A does 40%. So B must have done 50%. So in 9 days, B does 50%. So 100% work, it will require how much? 18 days, and that's the answer. If you look at the calculation, right, it can be made easier if you think correctly. That I have converted 6 days work, then 9 days work, because I already know 9 days work of A. That has made the calculation way easier, and I'm getting the answer without any problem. Question number 15 now. It says that the daily wages of A and B respectively are this and this. When A finishes a certain work, he is getting this much amount. When B does the same work, he gets a total of rupees 75. Then it says if both of them together, what is the total cost of the work? I can mark the answer in second. 1 second, not more than that. But I will tell you that later. First see what and how you will be solving in the exam. Then I will tell you how you can use your common sense to mark the answer directly without doing anything. Let's understand what this question is all about. It says this is the respective rates. That means what do they get, or is the daily wages, right? You can clearly see that A gets 63 rupees if he completes a particular work, while he gets 3.5 rupees per day. You can quickly calculate that how many number of days A is taking to complete the work. So I think you should not have any confusion that A is taking 18 days, because in 18 days he will be getting this much amount of remuneration or the total wage. Let's think about B. Without any confusion, you can say B is going to take how many days? 30 days. Because the total amount that he gets is 75 while per day is 2.5. Now this information you have. Now you want to find out that how much they would get, the total cost of the work if they are going to work together. You have to just find out if they work together in how many days work will be finished. Because if you calculate that, you got the answer. So let's see how we are going to do that. From here, what you can do, you can just think about efficiency ratio. Okay. So if I want to find efficiency ratio, I can just assume total work to be 90 and you will get efficiency of 5 here and efficiency of 3 here. So that's what the efficiency ratio is. This is what the efficiency, and they work individually. You know how much time they are taking, because total work is 90. So 5 requires 18 days, 3 requires 30 days, right? That means total 90 units of the work. Now if they are going to work together, we know that efficiency will be becoming 8 and the total work to be done is 90. So how much time would be required? That's what I need to understand. That would be 90 by 8 days. That's so simple to identify. 90 by 8 will be required because the product with efficiency of 8 to complete a 90 unit of the work will be 90 by 8 days. Now 90 by 8 days, you can simplify if you want, and the total remuneration that will be obtained will be 90 by 8 into what A and B together gets for a day, that is 6. You can clearly see this is 90 and you just simplify it out, and what you are going to get, you can just divide this value by 2 first. So you are going to get 3 and 4 here, and then this value will be how much? 22.5. Alright. So you can clearly see you are getting 67.5 here. That's what the answer that you can mark. That is answer. You will be happy that I did efficiency used and got the answer, right? But there is no reason to be so much happy because you have wasted so much time. But I tell you, this is so easy question that you can mark. I already told you in the previous lessons. What you have to understand is that 63 is the wedge that is obtained because of A, and 75 is the wedge obtained because of B to complete the same work. I'm writing this total wedge, right? 63 and 75. There are two types that are being mixed. Try to understand. Now you also understand if they are being mixed, who is going to have more weightage? Let's understand. This is having high wedge rate. This is having high wedge rate. This is having low wedge rate. Now, essentially speaking, who is more efficient? A is more efficient, having high wedge rate. This acts like a weighted average. Like A will have more impact, because if they are going to work for equal number of days, A, since he is getting more wedge, he will have more impact on the total amount. That's why what will happen, that average is not going to be in the middle. That is actually 69 in this case. It will be shifted towards it. Let's see what answer you are going to mark. And also the answer will be between 63 and 75 only. That I already taught you in the averages. It's not possible, not possible. Even this is not possible because average will be shifted towards this. Already the middle is coming here, that is 69, and the average will be shifted towards this. That's how you can easily mark this particular value without any confusion. There should not be even a single confusion while marking this particular question. Easily you can mark that it is going to be in the middle, shifted towards 63, and you mark it. That's what you have to learn. How to use common sense to get the answer. You classify this question as time and work question. Wedge question. What I taught you was the common sense that when two quantities are being mixed, average will not lie in the middle in case the ratio is not same. It will shift towards the majority. Just think about it, that how many questions are being made simpler. But the only thing is that, are you going to train like this? If you train like this, you will be so comfortable in the question and going to mark the answers like that. Question number 16 says, a man does double the work done by a boy in the same time. Efficiency of man is double than boy. That's what is given. So you can simply solve the question then whatever they ask. The number of days 3 men and 4 boys require. Now these 4 boys are looking to me like 2 men. You know, efficiency of a man is double than that of boy. So if I have 4 boys, I can replace it with 2 men. There won't be any impact on the work. So they're saying if this is the scenario, that means effectively this is 5 men. So they're saying these 5 men will finish the work in how much time if 10 men are completing a particular work in 8 days. You have 10 men, they completed in 8 days. If you're having half the men, you will require double the time. So answer is going to be 16. You can easily mark. Question number 17 says the marked price of an article is 30% higher than the cost price. And if a trader is selling the article at 10% discount to the customer, then what is the gain percent? Now it's very easy question. Okay, you just start with 100, you just mark it up by 30% above cost price, you'll get 130. Then you are going to get 10% discount. 10% discount of 130 will be equal to 13. The final value will be 117. So you can clearly see the gain percent from 100 to 117 is nothing but 17%, and you can easily mark option A and move ahead. Question number 18 now. A merchant marked the price of an article by increasing its production cost by 40%. Now he allows 20% discount and it's still getting 48% profit. Anything production cost, suppose is 40, so markup percentage here is given to be 40%. Essentially it became equal to 140. Then what is happening? There is 20% discount being given. So if 20% discount is being given without any confusion, this will be minus 28 and this value will be 112. You can clearly see still the gain percent is how much? 12%, and this gain percent 12% is given to be equal to 48. So you can clearly see now that if 12% is 48, 1% will be 4, 100% will be 400. That means the production cost is going to be how much? 400. That's how easily you can mark the answer 400 to be the correct one. Question number 19. Question number 19 says that there is a dealer which is paying 10% custom duty on a watch which is costing 500 abroad. Now do not get bogged down by this language. It's simply saying that if you're buying something abroad in 500 rupees, but you have to pay 10% custom duty. That means your effective cost price for that item including the custom duty will be 550 rupees. So this is what is going to act like a CP. That is the only thing you need to know, nothing else. Now it is saying he desires to make a 20% profit. So the desire is to make 20% profit, but after giving a 25% discount to the buyer. Now how will you proceed after this? The desire is that you earn a profit of 20% now, but you want to give a 25% discount to the buyer. So you want to gain 20% profit. That means you desire to get 110 rupees above this 550, or essentially I must call 660 rupees. But this price you want to obtain after a 25% discount. Okay, that means you want to have a label price in a way that when you give 25% discount, you get 660 rupees. So just think about that which value when decreased by 25% will give you 660. You can refer the article link given in the AB rule in the description that is given. That if this side it is minus 25%, that means simply this is 3 by 4 times. If you just go to the description article of AB rule given in the description, if this value is minus 1 by 4, this side it will be plus 1/3, that is plus 220, giving you a final value to be 880, and you can easily mark the answer. That's how you can do it. You can even solve this question by starting with 100 as well and later doing the corrections. So if you take this value 100, then you can say I want this value to become 120% up will be 120, and then you want this value should be obtained by a 25% discount. And then you can calculate this value to be 160. Okay, it will be simply plus 1/3. Now if this is 160, this particular value is 100. Now in question it is given that this particular value is 550. That means a multiplier of 5.5 is required. So you also need to multiply this value by 5.5 and then you can get 880. So both ways are possible. Whatever you prefer, you're going to get the right answer. Question number 20 now. A shopkeeper is allowing 20% discount on his advertised price and to make a profit of 25% on his outlay. What is the advertised price on which he gains 6,000? Now essentially what has been given is this 6,000. We have to equate this 6,000 to certain percentages so that we can get our answer. So let's see how we are going to proceed. The ultimate thing is that there is 25% profit on the outlay. It simply means that if I have a cost price and I have a selling price, so finally selling price will be 25% more than the cost price. So you can either write it in terms of percentages, or you can even write in this form that you can assume your cost price to be 4, your selling price to be 5, then this is represented by 1 rupee profit or 25% profit. So this is simply 25% profit. Now what has been provided that this selling price actually is obtained by giving 20% discount on advertised price. When you give 20% discount, this selling price is obtained, which gives you 25% profit. Now what has been given to you here is simply you have been provided with this plus 1 value, which is equal to 6,000. Now let's see what will be advertised price here. You can clearly see here that 80% of advertised price will be equal to 5. There are many ways of doing it. 80% of advertised price is equal to 5. You know this is 4 by 5. So this is going to be 25 by 4. So 20 by 5 by 4 you can write, which is 6.25. If you use AB rule, you can get it directly. The link is given in the description, that if this value is minus 1 by 5, this side it will be plus 1 by 4. Plus 1 by 4 of 5 is 1.25. That will give you 6.25. Now just calculate, if 1 is 6,000, what will be 6.25? That is the advertised price. So you have to multiply this value by 6,000. If you multiply this value by 6,000, you can clearly see you will get 6 times 6, 36,000. 0.25 times 6,000 means 1/4. 0.25 is 1/4. 1/4 of 6,000 is 1,500. So the answer is 37,500. Thank you all for watching this video lesson.